Hey kids! Last time on the City and Beyond, we flew with United Airlines to England, where we stayed for a full week on a group trip. But more about that in a later video. Today we're going to share about our experience at the Blenheim Palace. Neither of us knew much about the palace before visiting, but did try to watch a few YouTube videos about it before we left home. First thing we learned was we were pronouncing it wrong. It's Blenheim, not Blenheim. I'm not the history buff, Kamau is, so I'm going to do my best to share with you the history of the palace and if we suggest you make the effort to go. By the way, I'm Selena and this is my husband Kamau, and this is the City and Beyond, where we like to teach and inspire full-time employees to be the best part-time travelers. If you're enjoying this content, make sure you like it and share it with a friend. Make sure you buy your tickets in advance. The day we went, it wasn't crowded, but like most tourist attractions, you want to get your tickets in advance to avoid queues, aka lines. As soon as you get there, you're surrounded by a good amount of beautiful landscape as you approach the entrance. Blenheim Palace is most known for being the birthplace of Winston Churchill, two-time serving Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1940 to 1945 during the Second World War, and again from 1951 to 1955. This is what most piqued our interest. As we walked through the palace, we learned more and more of the somewhat typical complex history of the Churchills. Everything from banishment, exile, betrayal, manipulation, and charm. We suggest you take all that in as you walk through. For people like me, you can pretty much be in awe of the architecture and art and interior design the whole way through. If you're not so much into the drama, unless it's playing out in the Crown TV show, of course. The palace is one of England's largest houses and was built between 1705 and 1722. Alright, so we've been walking around for about an hour and a half, and it's kind of like we can look at more gardens, but we've kind of seen the main event.
Yeah, we have. I'm assuming the garden is the next place to go see. As you can see, it's kind of breezy. I'm assuming the garden is the next thing people will come to see. I don't know. Once you kind of walk through a museum, for me, once you walk through a museum, I don't really care about the shrubbery.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. The fountains and stuff in the back were really nice.
Yeah.
But
the statues are cool too.
Yeah. I'm getting tired. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna somehow sit down and relax very soon. There are 2,000 acres of land. Needless to say, we did not walk the majority of it. But luckily, we found another exhibit within the bottom part of the palace solely about Winston Churchill. This was a highlight in our opinion. The area was curated to share the story of Winston's life in a way that was entertaining and captivating. Even I stopped to read some history. That's saying something. Have kids with you? There's one last thing we suggest you do before you leave this enormous property. Take a train. For just £1 each person, kids under 5 are free. You have access to Blenheim Railway, a miniature train. You can ride it from the palace to Walled Garden and back. The goal was to actually snag Kamau some pizza, but sadly, we had run out of time. So, if you're staying in London, should you take the trip to Oxfordshire to see the palace? Well, it depends. If you're traveling with kids, we'd say probably not. If you have difficulty walking, probably not. But if you do decide to go, give yourself time and pause throughout. For everyone else, it really depends on your interest in history and connecting with monumental parts of history. If you want to check off Blenheim Palace off your list because it's one of England's largest estates, then go for it. But remember, this is about a 3-hour round-trip drive from the center of England. If you're not staying in the city, but more on the outskirts like we were this trip, I'd say definitely stop by. The main reason is because if you've never been inside Buckingham Palace, it kind of gives you a nice peek at what palaces are actually like. Well, that's all for me for now. Next video in this series, we plan to share our day trip in London, and boy was it hot. Remember to like this video for some encouragement, click subscribe and the notification bell, and we'll see you next week. Bye!